I really enjoyed the movie. And when I was
Thank
doing
you.
research, I kept seeing this box, and it said 1952 on it. What's inside of this box, and how did it influence the film?
Well, Damon Lindelof, who kind of came up with this idea and got me involved, really, was meeting with Sean Bailey, who's the president of Walt Disney Pictures, and Sean mentioned this box, and Damon kind of looked at it, and there were all these weird things in it, and, you know, is it real? Was it a prank that was designed to be discovered? He didn't know, but he got intrigued by the idea of what if there was this secret society and that they had met over the last 100 years, and kind of all the great thinkers, artists and philosophers and, you know, innovators had gotten together and made a place secreted away. And that kind of was the beginning of the film.
George Clooney was telling me about the black light on top of this map. That was so awesome to hear about.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that actually existed.
Well, it was kind of it's a weird thing, and it inspired the idea in the opening of the film. I don't want to say what it is.
See it.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I had heard that you had always had George Clooney in mind to play Frank Walker. So what was it like to work with him?
We didn't have him in mind. We described the character as being a George Clooney type. We actually never thought that we'd be able to get George, but, you know, the movie is kind of a little bit about the power of positive thinking, so there you go.
There you go.
We finally thought, well, what if we took it to George? And you know, luckily, he accepted.
Yeah, and he's probably happy about it too.
Yeah, we're happy about it.
Yeah. When I heard the title originally, Tomorrowland, I guess because I'm such a Disneyland freak, it immediately made me think this movie's about Disneyland and the rides in Disneyland.
Yeah, because people get on this ride and they don't leave for 2 hours.
I hope that ride that we see in the movie actually becomes a part of Disneyland. Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, it really, it's more about the word than it is anything else. It's not about the part of the amusement park. But we were very inspired by Walt Disney's vision of the future. He was fascinated with the idea of the future, and he dedicated a part of Disneyland Park to constantly being outdated. In other words, every other part of the park, Adventureland, Frontierland, Fantasyland, are basically meant to, they're set, and that's what they are. And you can add and subtract a little bit, but basically they stay in place. Tomorrowland was the only land that he invented to continually become obsolete and need to be reinvented. It was always about a future, a real future that was coming. In the 50s, you know, they had trips to the moon in the rocket ship, and you know, right there, kids are going in with the idea of going to the moon, and then what happened in the next decade? We actually went to the moon. So that's how it happens. You know, this amazing things have to start with an imaginative idea and a belief that you can make something happen.
And before I let you go here, when people leave the theater, what do you want them to be talking about?
You know, I first of all want them to talk about what a great time they had. And, you know, they ate popcorn and had a great time. The second thing that I would hope is that they have some feeling that they are in control of their own future, and that we collectively, human beings on the planet, create the future. And if we don't like the future that's being created, then we can change it.
Great. Thank you so much. It was really nice.